Hey there, it's Mark Dunsmore here, the Property Hunter, and I am about to share with you the 5 biggest mistakes that I see anyone starting a deal sourcing, deal packaging, property hunting, whatever you want to call it, business. These are the mistakes you want to avoid making. So in 1, we have got trying to source nationally, trying to source anywhere in the country, trying to source in areas you don't know. There are so many reasons why you should not be doing this. I have got nearly 2 decades property experience and I'm still not sourcing nationally, apart from via my Miramar Property network of people I train, support, and get results. Now, the biggest reason for this is that you just simply cannot understand the nuances of every single area in the UK. Now, there are exceptions to the rule, like national sourcing brands that have been doing this for years and years and years, that have this network around. But as an individual property sourcer, deal packager, property trader, whatever it is you want to call yourself, if you try starting by sourcing nationally, yes, you might find that you get some quick wins in terms of people saying, yes, I'd be interested in you selling my property. The problem you have got is it is not a long-term strategy and you are setting yourself up to fail. Do not start your property sourcing journey trying to source across the whole of the UK. You are setting yourself up to fail. In 2, we're talking about trying to source for every single investment strategy out there. Even across nearly 2 decades of experience of my own, I'm still not trying to do strategies that I don't know enough about to be able to create deals for. However, that's not to say that you shouldn't understand multiple strategies. What I am saying is that you should focus on one. To this day, I still focus on finding properties where I can buy them, add value to them, and then either resell them or refinance them. And then we can start looking at multiple exits. Now, those exits are dependent on what my investors want, but the deals themselves are very specific around one particular outcome. That doesn't mean that I'm going out running marketing campaigns looking for lease options, looking for rent to rent, looking for rent service accommodation, looking for assisted sales, looking for flips, looking for HMOs. I'm just not doing that unless you have got a massive marketing budget or a heck of a lot of time on your hands. You again are going to set yourself up to fail, overwhelm, lack of results. You're going to lose faith. You're going to go and get distracted. You're going to find another thing to focus on. And actually, the point is you will never get forward on your journey. So my tip here is find a strategy that you're interested in. Stay focused on that particular strategy. And trust me, simply by doing that focus, having that focus on that strategy, you're going to start to discover leads will come where you can create deals. Deal creation, which is one of the 3 pillars of working as a Miramar Property Hunter. One of the 3 pillars, that deal creation, is about finding those leads that don't really fit the criteria of your primary strategy and being able to think outside the box to turn them into something leveraging the other strategies. But if you try and go all out at doing multiple strategies all the time, I see it so many times, people posting on social media going, hey, anyone out there looking for lease options, rent to rent, assisted sales, traditional purchases, buy to lets, HMOs, holiday lets. Well, guess what? I don't feel confident that they're going to be able to deliver results to me, and neither should you. So do not do that. Do not make that mistake. Find that strategy you're interested in. Focus on that initially. Get the skills over time of understanding how to create deals, and you'll stand to have a much better property sourcing business. In 3, we're talking about working with the wrong type of investors. And this is kind of closely linked to the 5th ring, but actually, by trying to help investors that are not motivated around what you're looking to do, they're telling you what to do, they're telling you unrealistic numbers, and they're not realistically looking to leverage your time, your skills, your expertise. And what that ends up happening is they question your fees, they question your process, they question the numbers. And inevitably, more times than not, I see people getting cut out of deals because they've not chosen to work with the right people. You have got to work with the right types of investors who are time poor, they're ready to invest, they're prepared to put their money down when the right deal comes along, and that right deal is the one that you're telling them you can find in a particular area. That's going to help you get more deals done. If you run around trying to help all these different types of investors, doing all these different types of strategies, looking for all different types of numbers, some of which are totally unrealistic in your area, then again, you're just going to waste a lot of time, you're going to waste a lot of energy, you're going to lose confidence and ultimately give up, which is what most people do. And actually, that's just purely down to the fact that you're just working with the wrong types of investors, you've not got the right focus on strategy, and again, you're not focused in your area. So that's number 3, the right types of investors. Make sure you are working with them. In 4, we are talking about social media. Do not worry about what everyone else is doing on social media. People on social media more often than not are telling absolute nonsense anyway, and if you believe everything that you read on social media, you might as well crawl up in a corner somewhere and forget about living your life. Market saturated, too many people doing deals in my area, there's not enough deals because of this, blah 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 blah. Forget what social media is telling you. Live your own life, follow your own path, have your own focus. Don't believe that just because properties are on Rightmove and someone tells you, why in the world would someone pay you for deals that are on Rightmove? Because trust me, people pay for deals on Rightmove and they pay a very handsome fee, because we go back to the last point. Work with the right types of investors and they'll never question where you get your deals from, because the whole point is they're paying you a service to find the deals for them wherever they might be. So don't get embroiled in this social media nonsense. Stay away from these Facebook groups. Stay away from these social media posts from other people professing to be professional sources and been doing this forever. Trust me, more often than not, I see them all the time, and I know for a fact that they have not got the level of experience that most have. All they are is very good at shouting out about stuff online, noisy. And the reality is they're just not doing the stuff that needs to be done to get the fees in. So guess what? Stay off social media, avoid it as much as possible, focus on your own journey, stick to the first 3 steps, and you'll go not far wrong. And number 5 is the one that I really get frustrated about the most, but you'll still fall into this trap. And you're probably watching this thinking, I've done exactly the same thing, which is expecting to go and find your vendor, your off-market sellers, your investors, your network at property networking events or in property social media groups. Now, don't get me wrong, you might occasionally bump into the odd person that might be beneficial to your journey, but more often than not, they are not hanging about at those places. Your investors are not hanging about at property networking events. If they're an active property investor hanging around at property networking events, they're not going to be the types of investors that are time poor, cash rich, that are going to pay you free for wherever you find the deal. They're going to be looking at the same properties in the same area. So they're going to be your competitor. So why would they do that and then pay you a fee for it? Do not find your investors at property networking events. Now, the other thing is those property social media groups are just as bad, if not worse. There are potentially people in there with experience, but you don't know who is, who isn't, who's doing it, who's not, who's shouting the loudest but has no experience versus who's lurking that's got all the experience. The fact is, it's just a noisy place that's not going to help you progress. So hang about where your investors are hanging about. Understand who your investors are. Understand who your network is. Understand who those professional services that you need to build a relationship with are hanging about. Because trust me, it's not in those groups and it's not at those networking meetings. It's somewhere else, and that's where you need to find them. And that's it. Hopefully you find those 5 biggest mistakes that I see newbie property sources making. It's something that we really preach against in terms of the Miramar Property Hunter Network. That's my business. That's where I help people like you join our network, join our team, and I'm going to help by teaching, supporting, coaching you to doing more deals. This isn't a training program. It's not a coaching program. It's not mentorship. You are actually welcomed in as a member of the Miramar Property Group team. team, and you're going to be my feet on the ground in whatever area it is that you're looking for. You're going to find your local area of specialism. You're going to find your strategy of focus. You're going to find the right places to build those right networks, and then you're going to have all of that support with me and the team to get more deals done together, so that there's a mutual benefit to basically your hard work and our hard work, putting it all into a nice package deal for our investors. If you're interested in joining the Property Hunter Network, then obviously click on the link in the description. Otherwise, hopefully you found that useful. Hopefully that's going to give you some inspiration and things not to do as a newbie property sourcer. And I'll see you in one of my next videos. Have a great day, and as always, happy hunting.